Hi, I'm Alan Hovis. I'm a real estate broker, contractor, and property and casualty insurance agent here in Florida. We've put this channel together for you to answer your questions about buying and selling real estate here in Florida. If you've got additional questions you haven't found answers yet to, just put them in the comments below and we will get back to you. Or maybe we'll make a show about them. Thank you for watching.
Today we are speaking with one of the premier mortgage brokers in the Sarasota-Bradenton area, but he's licensed for and can practice in the entire state of Florida. I have worked with Sean Martin for a good 15 years and can personally attest to his knowledge and professionalism. That is why I chose Sean to do this mortgage series. So let's ask Sean all of the questions we usually hear when working with buyers. Sean, thank you again for helping us with these questions. Here's a good one. If I'm moving to Florida, changing jobs, can I still get a mortgage?
Great question, Alan. This comes up a lot because a lot of people that call my office are moving to Florida. They're not sure exactly what their financial situation is going to look like. And so to answer the question, if I'm changing jobs and moving to Florida, can I get a mortgage? The answer is yes. There's different answers to that depending on the individual person. A lot of people buy a home in Florida initially as a secondary residence or an investment property. A lot of times I've seen people move to Florida and decide they're going to move into their secondary residence. So that's one way people buy a home in Florida and then end up making that their primary home at a later date. Some people have already gotten a job offer to come to Florida. So they know they're going to be departing one position and they're taking a new position in Florida. You can get a mortgage in this current day and age with an offer letter. So as long as the offer letter states there's no more contingencies left, you don't have to pass any more tests or drug tests or do anything else to get the job, you essentially have a start date, you can utilize that offer letter to obtain a mortgage. Now, one caveat to that is the start date of the new job must coincide with the closing date of the mortgage. So most places, when they're financing those, people that are moving here, most places require that you start the job the same day you close on the house. There are some lenders out there that'll say as long as the first mortgage payment is due and you've started the job prior to the first mortgage payment, they'll let you do that. But that's a case-by-case basis. But the answer is there's several different ways to purchase a home in Florida while you're transitioning into whatever city you're moving to.
So it used to be that if you were moving, you still had to wait until you had your first W-2 or first few pay stubs. That's changed.
That has changed. Recently, they've been a little bit more lenient, especially with the number of people that have moved into Florida. They've made it a little bit easier for those people transitioning, specifically when they have a job already. They've made it a little bit easier. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize is a number of people move to Florida as they're retiring. There are some very, very flexible underwriting guidelines for retirees. People with assets, they're retiring to Florida, they want to buy a new house. A lot of times when you have assets, those can be utilized to obtain a mortgage. So one thing that both Fannie and Freddie allow people to do is amortize your assets over different periods of time. Some types of assets they'll divide by, on a 15-year mortgage, they'll divide the amount of assets you have by 180 months. Sometimes if it's a longer amortization, they'll divide those by 240 months. So people think, I don't have any income, but they plan to come here and get a job. Well, if they're of retirement age, a lot of people are 59 and a half, they can utilize funds that they've been saving to create an income stream, and all of a sudden they find out they're eligible to obtain the financing that they didn't know they could get.
That's fantastic. So if I'm moving to Florida, changing jobs, even if it's a different company, I can still get a mortgage. Now, what can I do to improve my standing in the eyes of the underwriters for the lenders that you work with?
Good question, because the specific answer to that is if you have other things that will help your situation, if you have a significant amount of reserve, going back to having assets on hand, that's viewed as a positive by anybody else. They know if there's a downtime and you haven't started your new job yet, but you have a significant amount of assets, that looks a lot better. Putting down larger down payments is something that will increase your ability to get a mortgage. Obviously, the better position a bank or an underwriter views you in with smaller loan to value, that's going to enable you to get different loan programs that may not be available to somebody that has very little for down payment. So having excellent credit, having reserves, having alternate sources of income, and then another one, additional borrowers. Weirdly, the way the system system underwrites, all these are automated underwriting systems. If they pick up that there's more than one borrower with excellent credit, they may like that file better than just one borrower. Just additional people being on there increases the standing. So several things you can do. Self-manage as far as saving, keep more money in reserves, they like that, and putting more money down, they like that. So there's a lot of things you can do to sort of enhance your standing in as a loan app and an underwriter.
Sean, thank you so much. This is going to help a lot of people. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Special thanks to Sean for taking the time to answer these mortgage questions for us. Now, Sean runs the Martin Funding Group, which is a division of Cogent Bank. If you'd like to speak to Sean directly about applying for a Florida mortgage, their number is 941-349-3863. His email is sean@martinfunding.com. And we'll put a link to their website in this video's description. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Hopefully the content in today's video has helped you answer some questions. If so, please like and subscribe. It helps us keep the channel going and answering all of your questions. Now, I work in the Sarasota-Bradenton market, but we have referrals for agents all over the state of Florida. My contact information is below and in my website, alanhovis.com. And if you are a Florida real estate agent, please contact us if you'd like to be on our referral list. That's it for now. We'll see you in the next video.